What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm your host, Warren, and in a shocking event, Marvel Studios has fired the creator of X-Men 97 a week before the premiere of the series. Marvel Studios has fired X-Men 97 creator Beau DeMayo. And this is really shocking, not only because the premiere for the show in Hollywood is tomorrow night, with the actual release on Disney Plus being a week later, but he had also written for Blade. He also wrote for Moon Knight. I believe he wrote season 2 already for X-Men 97 and was even pitching ideas and discussing ideas for a third season with members of the X-Men 97 team. So this comes as a huge shock. Now, a lot of people seem to be concerned about several things with Marvel Studios right now in regards to this firing. So I'm going to answer as many questions as I can based off of all the information that is out there that we know about this situation. Now, right away, I just want to put some people's minds at ease about X-Men 97. It doesn't really seem like this has anything to do with the show at all. I have seen the first 3 episodes of X-Men 97. I can't say anything about it until tomorrow night, so keep an eye out for that video. But just having watched the first 3 episodes, I didn't see anything that was problematic with those. There's no big controversy or anything like that, so I really don't believe it's show related. Plus, like I mentioned, they had already done X-Men 97 season 2, it's confirmed, and they were already talking about a season 3, so it's not related to the show at all as far as we are concerned. So if you are excited about X-Men 97, continue to be excited. Nothing has changed. This does not affect the show, so don't be discouraged by this whatsoever. Now, The Hollywood Reporter was the first outlet to report on this in an exclusive, with the article title being Marvel Shocker, X-Men 97 creator Beau DeMayo fired weeks before premiere, exclusive. With the subtitle, in an unusual situation on the eve of a project's debut, the writer-producer who worked on Moon Knight and Blade will no longer be promoting the show or moving forward with future seasons. And I'll just read verbatim here what they wrote in this article. They said, earlier this month, Beau DeMayo was in the midst of a particularly busy time at Marvel Studios. The writer-producer was preparing for the launch of X-Men 97, the Disney Plus series he created as a continuation of the beloved 90s Fox kids show. DeMayo, a Marvel regular who previously wrote on live-action series Moon Knight, as well as early drafts of company's delayed but still upcoming vampire thriller, Blade, had completed writing duties on season 2 of X-Men 97, was lining up press and making plans to attend the show's Hollywood premiere on March 13th, and again, that is tomorrow. He was even discussing loose ideas for a third season with the members of his team. But early last week, Marvel and DeMayo suddenly parted ways. His company email was deactivated and cast and crew were informed he was no longer on the project. DeMayo's Instagram account, once a source for X-Men updates, was deleted. No reason for the firing was given. And they went on to say that they reached out to Marvel and Marvel had no comment. They also reached out to DeMayo's representatives and they did not return calls for comment or return emails. So no official reason has been given for the firing of DeMayo. Now, it does seem like there were some problems with him behind the scenes, kind of recently, but it's important to note that, again, we don't know the official reason and this is just hearsay at this point, so take this with a massive grain of salt. But the insider, Can We Get Some Toast, teased yesterday that they already knew this happened. Yesterday, the account tweeted something that was rather cryptic at the time: Marvel cannot catch a break. And today, the account tweeted in response to the fact that Beau DeMayo had been fired, "This is what I was hinting at." So the insider clearly knew this before other people did, a whole day before. So they clearly heard something from a reliable source and know a little information at least. And they tweeted this today: I've been told there were some problems with X-Men 97 behind the scenes and that DeMayo's take on Blade was not received well internally. But in that same tweet, they state, to be clear, this was not the reason for his firing, but rather it was a mix of things. Now, if this is true, and again, Can We Get Some Toast, the insider did seem to know about this before everybody else did, this means that it is somewhat good news because it's not directly related to anything that he was really doing with certain projects. And I've seen a lot of people online today state that they're worried about the upcoming Blade movie. Well, all of us kind of are in general because it's gone through so many rewrites and changes, but like the Hollywood Reporter stated, he was a writer for Blade. He is not one of the writers for the new script that they are doing. As far as we've been told, the writers for the most recent version of Blade that Marvel Studios is working on right now are Gene Colan, Michael Green, and Stacey Osei-Kuffour. So really, this news of Beau DeMayo's firing should not really bring any, let's say, new concerns for Blade than we already had. And his work was decent in the past. A lot of people really enjoyed Moon Knight. I am one of those people. I really enjoyed the series, but it does seem like just in general, Marvel Studios has had a problem with the direction to take Blade. So his own personal take on Blade not being received well from Marvel doesn't really come as that big of a surprise. So again, the fact that Marvel fired him doesn't really give us a reason to be any more concerned about Blade. And on the topic of Blade, it seems like recently it's been doing rather well. Reports tell us that Mahershala Ali is actually happy with the current script that they have right now. And I'm really glad that he has stuck around because they've went through 3 or 4 script complete overhauls. Not just changes here and there, but complete do-overs. And Mahershala Ali has stuck around throughout the entire thing. And Marvel Studios has not canceled the project as far as we are concerned. I know a lot of people were thinking that Blade is canceled because Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, recently came out and stated that they had pulled the trigger on some projects. They have canceled some, but I don't think Blade was one of those projects. And despite hearing this news today, I still don't think Blade was one of those projects. What most likely happened was something that he did personally. Again, this is not fact. This is just speculation at this point in time, but the reason that I'm stating this is because the Hollywood Reporter stated that he is not going to be involved in promoting the upcoming season of the show or the next season, season 2, whatsoever. He was prepping for the press tour. He was going to do interviews. I actually had an interview lined up with him. I'm assuming I don't anymore. It was actually supposed to be Thursday, but since he's not doing promotions, I'm guessing no interview. But this seems to be very clearly different than if Marvel Studios decided to just not continue on with anything with him. Like if they were a little bit dissatisfied with Xmen 97 season 1 and 2 and just decided, hey, we don't want you to write for season 3, that would be very different. He would still be allowed to participate in all of the press that is supposed to happen. He'd still be allowed to attend the premiere. It wouldn't be really a firing. It would just be, hey, we're kind of not going to, renew our contract with you as a writer for us. What the Hollywood Reporter is stating is that he has been fired. You don't ever hear about these things from outlets when writers don't get asked back to do more films. Take the Russo brothers, for example. They're not directing anything else for Marvel Studios right now. After Avengers Endgame, it wasn't said that they were fired. They just simply weren't hired to direct another film after that. As you can see, it's a very different thing. And it clearly came out of nowhere. Again, we are a week and a day away from the premiere, and we are a couple of days away from the press days where he was supposed to do interviews. So this came very suddenly. So that gives us assurance that it had nothing to do with any of the projects that he was working on or had worked on in the past. So again, we're not going to speculate too much about what he could have done because we simply don't know. And I don't want to say anything that is not true, but rest assured, the reason seems to be very personal and has nothing to do with any of the projects that he worked on, which is great news for us Marvel fans. So again, if you are excited for Xmen 97, stay excited. This doesn't really have anything to do with the show, but go ahead and let me know your thoughts about this in the comments down below, and really let me know how excited you are for Xmen 97. We're about a week away. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to stay up to date on all the recent MCU news, and if you subscribe and leave a comment, you're entered in our giveaway for a chance to win an Xbox Series X, a PS5, or some Marvel Legends items. The winner gets to pick one item, and we pick one winner at the end of each month. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter, and as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.